Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. We're looking forward to all of you in the East area joining us here at East Campus as we seek God and ask God to fill us with His presence and fill this place and let people begin to see how real He is. Let miracles and healings and visions and dreams and beautiful things begin to happen in our lives. But right now, let's go back to 2 Corinthians chapter 11. Paul is in the church of Corinth is facing a horrible challenge with the false apostles, with these super apostles, with these marketers and these great speakers and the A-listers, and they're all coming through, and the church in Corinth is just, oh yes, 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 and fawning over them and putting down the apostle Paul that gave spiritual birth to them. Now in chapter 11, Paul shows us the complete comparison and contrast with how different a real man of God is from these super apostles. He talks about how in, say verse 20, he says, in fact, you even put up with anyone who enslaves you. They put you in bondage. They control you. They make you confess your sins to them. They exploit you. They enslave you. Exploit. Constantly pushing you to give to them personally. We're not talking about support the work of God, but support the richness of their lifestyle. To take advantage of you, to push himself forward. This is what the super apostles are all about. They're always pushing themselves forward and look at us and slapping you in the face. He said, to my shame, I admit, we are too weak for that. But now Paul said, are they servants of Christ? Verse 23, I'm out of my mind to talk like this. I am more. I have worked much harder, been in prison more frequently, been flogged more severely, been exposed to death again and again 5 times. And he goes on and on about his labor, his toil, his sufferings, his sacrifice. And then he closes out in verse 28 and 29. And besides everything else, I face daily the pressure of my concern for all the churches. Who is weak that I do not feel weak? And who is led into sin that I do not inwardly burn? You see, the difference between these super apostles and the real men and women of God who serve you every day is one is all about them and the other is all about serving you. And it's just really that simple. With the super apostles, it's all about them. You serve them. You give to them. You take care of them. You bow to them. And with Paul, it's all about, I care about the people. I want to take care of the people. When you get around the conferences of the super apostles, what we would call super apostles today, it's amazing how you hear them say, oh, you work too hard. Oh, you need to take more for yourself. Oh, that's too much work. Oh, you need to relax and enjoy your life. Oh, but you get around a conference of pastors, men and women of God, that just are really saved and they really care about the people of God. And all they talk about is serving their people. All they talk about is the care for their people. It is a life of pressure. Preachers who say, I don't want any pressure in my life, they're not a real man of God. It's all about taking the pressure. It's all about taking the concern. It's all about taking the responsibility. I challenge you today. Who do you pay attention to in life? Do you pay attention to the A-listers, the super apostles that are so wonderful, and they've got everything marketed down, and they've got their presentation down, and they've got their brand down, and they've got their image finely crafted? Or are you paying attention to the real men and women of God who just get up every day and live for Jesus and live for you?